This is the great playwright and poet, the immortal William Shakespeare. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Welcome all. My name is Caleb Morningstar, and I am the hillbilly gypsy. Y'all. I have lived in these hills longer than even I can remember, and I have seen things that will chill the very blood in your veins. Things that will make a strong man cry. Probably kill you. So come, I have tales from the very heart of West Virginia, right here in Calhoun County. Tales of swindlers and thieves, of murder, most foul, and of treasure to buy your wildest dreams. Oh, and most importantly, it being Halloween and all, ghosts. So come, join me. I have never told this story to another living soul, but I would love to tell it to you, if you dare.
Dun, dun, dun.
I ask you not to do that again.
How's it feel again? No, it makes it really more exciting.
My story began on this very night, 122 years ago. It was October 23rd, 1899. Now, there wasn't much here then. I mean, West Virginia had just become a state in, when did West Virginia become a state? Anyone?
1863.
June 20th, 1863. Grantsville had just become Grantsville in 1865. Oh, the main roads are pretty much in the same place they are now. No, there wasn't much here then. Just some good people trying to survive among the hills of West Virginia. Good people. That's what I like about you humans. You like things to balance. Where there's an up, there's a down. Where there's an in, there's an out. Where there are good people, there are also bad people. And Sebastian Craig was a very bad man. You see, he thought he was smarter than everybody else, especially these old country hillbillies way out in the sticks in Calhoun County. So he came riding in on a fancy buckboard wagon, being pulled by a great black horse. And he would ride up to the homes. And he'd be all smiles and just the nicest man you'd ever want to meet. And he would listen to your troubles and your woes and, oh, I understand. And eventually he'd get around to asking, how do you feel? Well, I don't know about you, but I think most of us have an ache or a pain now and then. I mean, with weather like we've had today, my back will start to hurt and, oh, your back is hurting? Why, I have just the thing. Dr. Svengoolie's 100% restorative elixir. It'll cure all your ills. And he sold this snake oil to everybody. How many people are in your home? 6. Oh, then you need 6 bottles of my miracle elixir, one for every person in your home. He made, shall we say, A killing. Yes, Sebastian Craig made a killing. But he also made one mistake. He swindled the wrong man. He swindled the great, great, great grandfather of our very own Mr. Bob Bonar. Everyone give him a hand. That's right. Jedediah Bonar. It's true, look it up. Now, old Jedediah, he had a lot in common with our Mr. Bonar. He was a good and kind man. He was always trying to help people and fix things and generally just get in the way. And Jedediah was completely taken in by Mr. Sebastian Craig and his miracle elixir. Why, he thought they were just the greatest thing since sliced bread, which is pretty cool when you consider sliced bread wouldn't be invented until June 6th, 1928.
Right.
The Historical Society.
He is telling the truth.
So, Jedediah not only bought this nonsense for himself and his immediate family, but for his aunts and his uncles and his cousins and even some neighbors. He spent over $23 on this snake oil. Now, I can see your faces, some of you. You think, $23, not that much money. Don't forget, this is 1899, and these good people of Calhoun County were also poor people. And $23, why, that was a king's ransom. That would feed their family for months. But even with all of these bottles, Jedediah was still worried. Oh, what if my child should become ill and I have run out of Dr. Svengoolie's 100% restorative elixir? Whatever will I do? Jedediah can be a bit of a drama queen. So, he decided that very night that he was going to go down to Sebastian Craig's camp and buy up all the rest of his stock. And that is what he did. He raided the family cookie jar, and he took all the rest of the money that he had. And even though it was pitch dark outside, he set out for that camp. Sebastian Craig was camped just outside of Grantsville, up on this little knoll. Now, I'll bet most of you folks here know just where this is. If you left Grantsville headed towards Glenville going down Route 5, you'll pass Chocky's there on the left. Great store, lovely people. And then just past Chocky's on the right-hand side, there's a knoll and a pretty little church with a little graveyard. Ah, but this was 1899, and that church wasn't there. And that graveyard wasn't there. No, at this time it was just an open field, and a lot of people would camp there when they made their trip into Grantsville. And that's where Jedediah went. And as he was walking up to the camp, he could see the glow of the campfire, and he could see Sebastian pacing back and forth, and he could hear him talking to someone. And he thought, who is he talking to this late at night? But when he got closer, he realized Sebastian Craig was not talking to another person. He was talking to his horse. You see, Sebastian Craig was so drunk on power and greed that he'd gotten actually roaringly drunk. as Jedediah stood there, he heard him say, "These fools! Why, I could sell them rocks and tell them it was gold. Dr. Svengoolie's 100% restorative elixir. It ain't nothing but a bunch of cheap corn liquor mixed with turpentine. Oh, now I did mash up some cherries to give it some color. What a bunch of country bumpkins." As Jedediah stood there listening to this, a great rage began to build up inside. Now, he wasn't angry because of the money he lost. Now, he was angry because he'd been made a fool. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to pause in my tale just a moment. You see, Jedediah never told anybody what happened next. And he only told that story to one person. I was happy to listen. They found Sebastian Craig at his camp the next day. He was in the back of his buckboard wagon. Well, I should say, what was left of him was in the back of his buckboard wagon. And there in a neat pile beside the body was all the money that he had swindled from the good people of Calhoun County. So they buried him out on the point, out behind that church. But here's the thing. Remember, that church wasn't there. That graveyard wasn't there. It was not hallowed ground. And Sebastian Craig's spirit has never rested easy because of the evil that he did in his life and the horrible way he met his death. And every October 23rd, for 122 years, there have been sightings of these strange spectral figures, of lights flashing on and off. Well, last night, actually it was early this morning, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and that would make it October 23rd. Well, I was on my way from Grantsville to Glenville up Route 5. I had enough rewards points to get a free Coke at the Go Mart. I was going to spend $5 in gas, but I was going to get a free Coke, so leave me alone. And I drove past Choppy's there on the left, lovely store, great people. And as I came up to where the church is, I thought I saw this light. And I thought, well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. There's got to be someone in trouble. So I pulled the car over and stopped. And then when I got out, the light was gone. But I could see this figure standing off to the side, very dim. And I said, hey, buddy, are you okay? Is everything all right? Nothing. Not a sound. So I said, Mister, is everything okay? I thought I saw your light. Did your light go out? And his head began to glow. And there were two great holes where his eyes should be. And his mouth ripped open in this great gaping maw. And a voice came out that would freeze your very soul. And he said, "No, my light did not go out. My life went out." Ah! And he disappeared.
Oh, Cousin Caleb, you're such a...
That must be scary.
Well, ladies and gentlemen...
Thank you, everyone.